The next poet is Christopher Johnson, and he was part of, he's a local Providence poet, and he was once the poet laureate of Rhode Island, right? Providence. Of Providence. And I met him in the Brown RISD word community, which is a spoken word community for people of color when I was like a sophomore at RISD, and I continue to be inspired by his enthusiasm and spirit every day.
I like golf claps. I don't like silent words. Just let y'all know. Y'all can make noise, y'all can do whatever. Before I even get started, I do have some poems after all. I thought I only had one, but I do have two. This is not a new problem. This is not a new situation. What's going on in Ferguson, and I really don't like that people are now like, oh, well, this is you know, the cops are now getting away. It's like, no. If y'all remember correctly, I think I was 16 when Eleanor Bumpers got shot. His grandmother got shot in New York for answering the door. She's cooking with her grandkids, and she answered the door with a kitchen knife, and the cop shot her, and there was no repercussion from it. Then we had Adela Luima, who got raped by cops with a plunger. Then we had Amadou Diallo, who was shot 41 times. And, you know, so this is not a new thing. And I think that it's great that we're addressing it now because, you know, it was never really properly addressed before. But the thing, the bigger issue that I have is there's a disconnect in considering us as humans, as being humans. There's a disconnect in our media of how black men in general are portrayed. There's a disconnect in our education system with us having 1 month of Black History Month, and yet we have this, you know, the rest of the school year being taught with the, you know, with the history program, and people say, well, I don't get it. What do you mean? And the idea is, think about what happens to a child if he understands that black people were just as valuable to this country in the beginning of the building of this country as white people. Then when they become cops, that disconnect does not happen. So the education system is where I think we need to start. With that being said, I hope I didn't say too much. I hope I didn't preach I'm not supposed to see them, the ghost. But they peek at me from floating fragments of dimensions, and I can see them like I'm not supposed to notice red-tailed hawks perched upon highway lampposts in the form of Sankofa, like the message doesn't exist, like my next move won't matter, like my America is not killing black boys and letting white men walk away with murder, like I'm not supposed to speak upon the ghost I see peeking at me from floating fragments of dimensions, like blue uniforms flashing 4th of July behind me isn't a profile. Like race is not a factor when white men capitulate to the urge to create ghosts out of black boys. Like anyone who speaks about beings other than God or angels is crazy. Like it's okay to make angels out of black boys. Like calling white men devils is racist. Like race is not a factor in the murder trial. Like all black boys dream of flying like angels. Like it's my fault I can see ghosts. Like red-tailed hawks perched upon highway lampposts in the form of Sankofa. Like I'm not supposed to see the message peeking at me like ghosts through floating fragments of dimensions, like a mirror, shattered and scattered across air. Like I know my next move matters when blue uniforms, 4th of July, America behind me. Like I know I'm not all white men are devils, just the ones making angels out of black boys and walking away with murder. Like white men with the urge to make ghosts out of black boys is crazy. Like I'm not supposed to relay the message, like the message doesn't exist. Like I'm not all broken hero of shattered Peru, no Jonah or just Geppetto in the belly of the ghetto. Like ghosts of murdered black boys peeking at griots through floating fractures of the shattered dimensions. Griots like poets who should be more like prophets like Jonah, not Geppetto in the belly of the ghetto, but prophets see prophets and the message gets distorted, shattered like pieces of mirror scattered through air, shattered ghosts of broken boys wanting to be real, and broken toys wanting to be real boys. The ghosts, they speak to me. Missing, flying on bikes like angels to mother's kisses, buttermilk biscuits and school dances, ghosts speak to thee, bragging of flying like angels and b-ball pickup and puppy love machismo, ghost, soul tossed into the universe to magic penny wish on me to become a man and not a boy with dreams of flying, shattered like I could be one of them, like my next move doesn't matter, like I'm not supposed to see the message, God graffiti in blue sky and white cloud and red tail hawk perched upon highway lamppost in the form of Sankofa, that white men with the urge to make ghosts, make black bodies fly like angels, warning that my next move matters because America is flashing 4th of July in my rear view mirrors, eyes full of ghosts. Life is unattainable for black boys that are born angels. So that's that. Everything I'm reading these was not finished, so don't quote me on none of it. Alright, I've been working on these for like at least 2 years now, a year now, so they're not finished work. So if I see you reading in the paper, I'm gonna have to hunt you down. So dear Mr. President, I don't like waking every morning thinking about my daughters and today possibly being my last before I take my first steps. Several of my friends have seen me holding back tears recently while explaining I no longer feel safe. I read a statistic that a black man is murdered every 28 hours by law enforcement. Before I left to go on my 10-day silent meditation, Renisha McBride, 19, back of the head, shot and killed for asking for help after a car accident. Tyson Jerome Barnett, an African-American mailman, shot and killed for doing his job in a white neighborhood. That day, I met Bruce. I felt like I had met Jesus, just to find out he was a homophobic, meth-smoking, racist redneck, Bruce, a Vipassana hero who brought meditation to Donaldson State Penitentiary in Alabama, who when I approached him, thought I was out to rob him. I didn't actually be born, let alone in this world under these conditions. I could actually die just because my gang color affiliation is skin. Dear Mr. President, we exist not only in our bodies, but in the thoughts and hearts of others. So why would I choose photo negative as my last snapshot into action? And I get it now. Somehow, each and every single one of us, our soulmates, come to this planet with a choice to crash into one another like high tide ocean water, soothing thirst-scorched sand beaches, or like hot lead careening into black flesh, and for nothing less than to prove the point that the cost of freedom is the price of love. Like that, right? Dear Mr. President, you are nowhere near Trayvon Martin like I am as close to Oscar Grant, but we love our daughters, Princess Equal, and I swear I love my daughters. And just not in the image I built up expectation, and I won't be mad, but I hate waking up thinking I might lose my life behind Stop, Search, and Seize open season on African ascendants, when not only am I an American, I am a Desert Storm veteran, but you, police officer bulletproof, vocabulary lacks cause to love like no tomorrow. My black skin makes waking lawless movement, a vigilante trigger finger happy accident. For this reason, I orchestrate every father-daughter moment, moonlight handheld walk soft, first kiss sacred, arms to fall in love deep in competition for secret crushes. Dear Mr. President, I know we can't pinky promise this no more than I can make monsters beneath my little girl's bed beautiful, or you can refuse to see America is beating the black off of me. But Les Brown says, 96% of the people that will help you live your dreams are people you don't know. I have a dream, Mr. President, and it's simply to live long enough to see my daughters live out theirs. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Everett Dance Company, but we have this thing called Freedom Project. There's going to be a big write-up on it in the Providence Monthly next month on February, so you're going to see it. But it's pretty much dealing with these same topics and the school to prison pipeline and the disparity and drug, all of that good stuff. It's all connected. Thank you.